This is a polar bear, this is a panda, and this is a sun bear. At first, they look like completely different animals. One lives on Arctic ice and hunts seals. One sits in China eating bamboo like it has signed a lifetime contract. And one lives in tropical forests and uses a long tongue to steal honey. But somehow, all of them belong to the same family, Ursidae, the bear family. So how did this happen? How did one family create Arctic hunters, jungle climbers, termite experts, bamboo addicts, and ice age giants? And here's the most interesting part. If ancient bears were bigger, stronger, and sometimes even more terrifying than modern bears, why are they gone? To understand that, we have to go back millions of years. Long before modern bears existed, their ancestors were not giant, powerful animals. They were small, forest-dwelling creatures that more like a mix between a small dog and a weasel. One important early animal was Amphicinodon. It was not a true modern bear, but it belonged close to the early evolutionary path that would eventually lead to bears. It was small, agile, and probably ate many different kinds of food, including insects, fruits, small animals, and whatever else the forest offered. And this was important, because from the very beginning, bear evolution had one powerful secret: flexibility. Around 20 to 25 million years ago, early true bears such as Ursavis appeared. They were still much smaller than most modern bears, but they had stronger bodies, more bear-like skulls, and omnivorous diets. That gave them a huge advantage. And if the world changed, they had a better chance of changing with it. This flexibility helped bears spread into forests, mountains, colder regions, and eventually across continents. One of the most important routes was the Bering Land Bridge, which allowed animals to move between Asia and North America. As bears moved into new environments, they changed. In North America, there was Arctodus, the giant short-faced bear. It could stand over 3 meters tall and may have weighed hundreds of kilograms. In South America, there was Arctotherium, possibly one of the largest bear relatives ever. And in Europe, there was the cave bear, a huge bear that lived alongside early humans. At the end of the Ice Age, the world changed. The climate shifted. Food became harder to find. Human populations expanded. Many giant animals disappeared, and the giant bears disappeared with them. But the bear family did not end. Because while the giants vanished, other bears survived. And those survivors became the modern bears we know today. Today, there are 8 living species of bears. Each one is adapted to a different world. The polar bear is the largest living bear and the most carnivorous. It lives in the Arctic, one of the harshest places on Earth. Most bears depend on forests or mountains, but the polar bear depends on sea ice. Its main food is seals. To survive in this frozen world, the polar bear evolved thick fur, a heavy layer of fat, large paws for walking on ice, and powerful swimming ability. It is strong with a strategy. Polar bears evolved from brown bear ancestors and became specialists in Arctic life. The brown bear is one of the most adaptable bears on Earth. It lives across North America, Europe, and Asia. Brown bears can survive in forests, mountains, tundra, and coastal areas. Their diet changes depending on where they live. The famous grizzly bear is actually a type of brown bear. Brown bears became successful because they are not locked into one lifestyle. They are powerful, intelligent, and flexible. The American black bear is the most common bear in North America. It is usually smaller than the brown bear, but it is excellent at surviving in forests. One of its greatest skills is climbing. Young black bears are especially good climbers, and even adults can climb when needed. This helps them escape danger, reach food, and survive in dense woodland habitats. The Asian black bear lives across parts of Asia, especially in forests and mountains. It is also known as the moon bear because of the pale, crescent-shaped marking on its chest. Asian black bears are strong climbers. They eat fruits, nuts, insects, honey, and small animals. They spend time in trees and are well adapted to forest life. The sun bear is the smallest bear in the world. It lives in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia. Unlike polar bears, which are built for ice, sun bears are built for heat, trees, and dense jungle. They have short black fur, strong claws, and a very long tongue. That tongue helps them reach honey, termites, ants, and insects hidden inside trees and logs. Their chest often has a golden patch, which is where the name sun bear comes from. The sloth bear lives in India and South Asia. It looks shaggy and unusual because it evolved for a very specific diet: termites and ants. Sloth bears use their long claws to break open termite mounds. Then they use their lips like a vacuum to suck insects from their nests. It is built like an insect specialist. The spectacled bear is the only living bear native to South America. It lives mainly in the Andes Mountains. Its name comes from the pale markings around its eyes, which can look like glasses. They are important because they are the last living bear species in South America. The giant panda may be the strangest bear of all. It belongs to the bear family, but its lifestyle is completely different from most bears. Instead of hunting or eating many different foods, the panda depends mostly on bamboo. And bamboo is not very nutritious, so pandas have to eat a lot of it every day. A lot. Pandas evolved powerful jaws, strong chewing muscles, and a modified wrist bone that works almost like a thumb. This helps them grip bamboo while eating, and now we reach the most interesting part of the story. Ancient bears were huge. Some were stronger than modern bears. Some were among the largest land carnivores ever. So why did they disappear, while modern bears survived? The answer is adaptation. Size was not enough. The Ice Age giants were powerful, but many depended on specific environments, food sources, or ecosystems. When the world changed too quickly, they could not adjust fast enough. The story of bears is not just a story of strength. It is a story of survival. Some bears became giants and disappeared. Others adapted and still live today.